Hey fans, welcome to the Golden Apple Metaphysical Season 2 of Good Omens Watch Party. Sorry, I was just kind of thrown off here. I'm trying to do two things at once. I am trying to set up the Facebook and the StreamYard. So give me just a moment and I will be right back to get that running. All right, and we're back. So if you were joining us on the Facebook watch party, then you will see that we have it going in Amazon. Do need Amazon Prime to start this. And
I'm so sorry.
Hey there.
Hi, I'm here.
You were here. Good. I'm trying to multitask and get both of these running.
Okay, I am going to let Tom know to take a poke pretty soon. So just
Trying to figure out my volume here because
yeah, I am just doing multi-devicing because it's just easier.
Oh, I paused the video. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys.
No worries. Everyone has controls on it, so we can pause and comment if we want. Also, books.
Well, it's just the two of us so far. So we are streaming on Golden Apple, and
Exactly what I'll be doing.
I'm not really sure how I'm gonna focus here and focus there at the same time. But the first part of this live stream is just going to really be our reactions and any snarky comments that we're deciding to make.
Yes.
We do have the Facebook comments open, so if you want to chat during this live stream, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to pop up my little banner here.
Right. Oh, David Tennant's rocking the ginger.
Yes. I am happy about that. God damn it. Okay, I didn't pause it. Phew, it wasn't me this time.
It can make beautiful music. Wrong bench. You're on the Azerbaijani sector, Chief. Anything interesting?
It's like that walkway through Golden Gate Park where you can meet people for certain things.
And you never know what decade they're actually living in when you talk to them.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
They say they can't accept my signatures or replacement. Don't give them bread, you idiot! Ducks shouldn't eat bread. What are you meant to give them? Do they know? That sounds good. Do they know you're talking? I am now Hill's representative in London. And Hill doesn't care how things come out.
This is like some of our conversations.
Very much so, yes. Although sometimes I think I am a little bit bloodier than you. You wouldn't expect it, but...
Lawful evil.
Yeah, I'm not lawful.
I keep planning contributions for strikes to spread misery and panic among the humans. And just as I'm about to put one into motion, they come up with something themselves which is so much worse than anything I could have. Yeah, almost as easy.
Yes.
Anything going on I should know about?
Yes, dear, that's called a self-correcting problem. Just lean into it.
We're kind of going to hell in a handbasket.
Things are.
I mean, at this point, hell is all DIY, right?
Yeah, right.
Something big? Don't know. We just got a rumor that something's going down in the up. If you get wind of anything from your contact in the bookshop, let me know. Nah, then I don't do it anymore. If I learn anything that you might find useful, I'll tell you. And in return, you tell me what I mean. Got anything for me? Frozen peas. What? That's what you should do. Frozen peas. There you go. That's good food.
All right, now I'm putting the link for this live stream onto the watch party.
Like, there's so much costuming that's slightly out of time.
Yes. Coffee. The usual then. Don't tell me. It's in here. You're a skinny latte. You remember. A lot of people in this head and a lot of coffees, but I only remember the regulars. Oh, right, yes. I'm not. You work in the record shop, don't you? Don't know who buys records in this day and age. Holy shit. Look. Holy shit.
Holy shit is right.
Oh, John Ham Naked. He really seems to enjoy doing that. I was rewatching Mad Men until Amazon Prime took it off of freebie.
Mm-hmm.
Still a little mad about that, but given what a serious role that was, he is hands down a fantastic comedic actor.
Mm-hmm.
Because
here you are.
Yes, there I am, doing something I would actually do.
And completely amazed at everything going on outside.
Yep. I mean, I have had naked men show up at my door. I'm pretty sure my response is going to be a bit different than this is. And I have been greeted like that.
What am I doing here? Yes. Well,
One of the first love spells I had to go sideways was kind of like that.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason I just don't do them anymore.
Oh, it would also be great to know where here is, and also who you are, and also who I am.
Oops.
And also, why you're naked. Who told you I was naked? I can see that naked. Oh, well. What do you know? Can I come in? No. Oh. Okay. All right.
I mean, is that indecent exposure or pretty decent exposure?
It depends. Let's see how long it takes for the cops to come. Then that'll tell you.
Probably a new delivery service. A stripper deliverygram. You just made that up. Yeah. I'm Nikki. Run the record shop. I know you are. It's getting better. I'm Nina. I'm not saying hell is completely good. I'm not saying anyone is complicit. I'm just saying if anyone is found helping them, we are prepared to use extreme sanctions. Extreme sanctions? Yes. Book of Life. I'm on it. I appreciate it.
It's all hot top. You think? So, you don't know who you are? Oh, yes. Ah. I mean, I just don't know who me is.
You know, I've had mornings like that. Sans naked.
To recognize me by, no, someone who looks.
I wake up and wonder where my bookmark went.
I think that's one of the main ways you know. But you don't recognize.
And why there's a finished bear person next to me.
No. Sorry. everything would be better if you would just be one particular person. And, well, certainly not. I have no idea what that feels like. What makes you say that? Oh, I think my brain? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's how I felt, and so long as I can hear something terrible might not happen.
Sweetie, you're mostly photons with the indignity of a body. That's what angels are.
Oh, this is amazing. He's doing like one thing here and another thing here, and they're both totally different things, but they're both so good. Please, tell me about this something terrible. What? I don't know. I just know that it's incredibly awful, and that's why I had to come here and give you the thing. Oh!
Also, welcome to having children with ADHD. That conversation is very similar and can include the naked.
That's the best one yet.
What?
Huh? What thing you have to give me?
I knew it was important.
Yeah, right.
Pants, kids.
Yeah.
You just said that it was the only way to prevent something terrible happening.
What?
I don't know.
Then I expect it will be fine. Most things are fine in the end. Like this one time, I started to get cold. Now I have this new plan. Oh, and this other time, my arms were aching because I had to
Okay,
carry
and I
that
see that
box.
Neil found us, so yeah.
They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
The box.
And they are honoring the John Waters band.
Here I am.
There's the Bentley. Can you imagine what it took for bodywork on that thing?
Mm-hmm. Actually, yes.
Basic human and us, I'm a cool photo talk. All of them mysterious. Don't do both.
Why not?
Trust me.
Right here. A little more information has emerged about the business in the upper floors. Whatever's going on concerns you.
Well, someone was in some trouble. That's so sad. Sarcasm. Work on it next time. Is that all? Yeah. What were you bringing me? You're funny. I love you. Thank you. Hi. You said you were bringing something.
Leave it at thank you.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Then I was. Gabriel, please.
That is what you say when things are awkward, and that is especially how you say it in British.
Yeah. Cool. I love it. Gabriel. Although, actually, no.
And Neil is labeling John Hamm an ultra himbo.
Oh, okay. Then what am I? Well, Jim. Jim. Cool. I love it. Jim. Short for Gabriel. No. James. Cool. I love it. James.
Did he just name him after the author of Heart of Darkness? Because that is not good.
Okay, you've talked to Gabriel. It tracks.
Not wrong.
Please tell me what was in the box.
Is there nothing in the box? I missed that.
Do we need to go back?
No.
Don't say you there. Should I say something now? No. You're the road from the bookshop. I'll be give me coffee or give me death. Over the road. 2 minutes.
Is it a Batmo Bentley? It's got to be a Batmo Bentley with Crowley. Oh, keep running laps and sparks to try to leave out. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go track this down.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you that is not how you play with matches.
But the papers will come in handy.
Yes. Completely.
I wonder how many of those cars they actually have on set for this.
I'm kind of curious if they actually just blocked off a corner of a major city.
What's the problem?
Well, they probably have extras for like crash scenes and burn scenes that are fiberglass.
Bored to tell someone about
That makes
something you
sense.
did before you pop, or something's wrong. This was your something's wrong.
Making stuff just to
It's
break
nice
it
to tell
sounds
someone about
amazing.
the good things you've done. Not that I'm not reporting to heaven. No, you get you anything?
It's my light right here.
Put 6 shots of espresso into it. Nothing else. That sounds fun. Does it calm you down? Oh, really? Yeah. What do you sell that calms people down? Pickles cakes? Some pickles cakes, please. How's your naked man friend? He's not. Not. But he's certainly not naked anymore.
You're a dark horse, Mr. Fell. Are you a bookseller too?
Not even a gump. This is, yeah, go back a long time. Charm.
No, seriously, most of my life is just shit that happens to me when I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
And why aren't we going to your shop and discussing that? How are you? Because there's a naked man there? Not technically. Has this got anything to do with why we aren't in your bookshop? Is it something I can help you with?
Keep going. Keep going. Drink it all. Drink it all.
And then ask for some Red Bull and Jameson to follow it up.
Because I love you, but that's how it is sometimes.
I just want to say, you're an angel.
Oh, nothing of the sort. Pickles cake?
It's not like I asked for the naked men to show up.
So you gonna get angry? Oh, it hardly counts.
No, it's where is this something I can help you with?
Accurate.
But I want you to notice when she said, "How's the naked man in your flat?" He immediately looked at Curly like, "No, don't look at me like that."
End of the day?
You would just be asking me why I wasn't in there doing something about that.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you not still with the naked man yet?
Nina Simone. Your
Ooh,
name is Nina.
good record though.
I don't have anything to play it on. No. Right. Skinny latte? Oh no, I'd be up all night. Just a herbal tea. Mint tea. Or the chamomile looks nice. We're getting older. Remember when we used to party and stay up all night? Now we're all in bed by 10. I didn't go to parties.
I wish.
Teenager, weren't you? Wait, not that sort of teenager. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought over the LP without asking. It's been a long day. I need to finish closing the shop. My partner's expecting me. Oh, you have a partner? Who really doesn't like it when I'm late? So, hard choices, mint tea or chamomile. Oh.
I wasn't going to say
I love that chamomile.
Sounds like something a bit weird is going on with your old lot. You know, the guess who Shax was asking me about. Yes, I think perhaps I will. Oh, go on then, yes. Jim. We know Jim. Ah, Gabriel! Gabriel.
That's how I feel when Gabriel comes down.
I don't know. What's happened to him? I don't know. Ask him. I have. He doesn't know either. Ask him properly. What are you doing in this book?
Oh my god, the look. The look. Gabriel gets that expression with me.
I am thirsty.
Pig farms don't work in Angels, just FYI.
It's not bringing you back again. One minute, I'll drive you. Because Dartmoor is a long way away,
And it isn't here. Exactly.
He's in trouble. Then we should get as far from him as we can, as quickly as possible. He said something terrible was going to happen to him. All the more reason for him to be nowhere near us when it does. This is the Supreme Archangel, your former boss. Who tried pretty hard to cast you into hellfire and destroy you. He's not our friend. I don't think he really has any friends. Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Now the irony is, in this moment, I'm actually the bleeding heart, and you're the one that's like, no, just dump him.
Does.
Yeah, pretty much.
To be nowhere near me and the precious, peaceful, fragile existence.
My line is, did you get between me and my peaceful reading? Oh, you did.
So did I. Well, if you refuse to help me, then of course you're at liberty to go.
Oh.
To go. Oh, right. This.
I mean, if he wasn't cute, you'd probably be a little less bleeding heart, but
I'm asking you to help me take care of him. Well,
Okay.
yes, we have had this conversation.
you're on your own with this one.
You're coming back. I don't know why you're walking out the door.
Yeah. Always ends up turning around because no matter how evil you want to think you are, that conscience and heart is huge.
You can grab an Eccles key.
Just breathe. That's what humans do. And they count to 10 before they do anything stupid.
You're not going to count to 10, and you're going to go right back over there.
Also because it might be completely fucked up and make it that much more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I mean,
It's literally.
smoking. Oh, I can't do this. I'm so angry.
And this is what extreme bisexual panic looks like.
I'm sure we can just call him and let us out. My phone's dead. Tonight. You misunderstand me. You're in the middle accidentally.
I think I understand you rather well, Michael. You're saying that someone needs to give the orders, and that's going to be you.
There is, of course, no question of replacing the Supreme Archangel. I'm the Archangel, Michael.
You are the Archangel. We aren't in charge. Right now, as of this moment, heaven does not have a Supreme Archangel.
There's always a Supreme Archangel.
Oh, yes. And who's that?
My point is that during Gabriel's absence, the duties must do. Someone's got to get down to it.
See, I never thought of Gabriel as someone who wanted to be in charge.
And that's you.
It's all of us.
Oh.
Led by me.
Hmm.
I am.
I can kind of see it, but I think it's more projected onto Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Your Beatitudes. Yes. I think you should hear this. Yo-yo. Hello. And you are? Oh, no one. I mean, technically, Yo-yo. 37th order scribbler, but, you know, no one.
Okay, because I mean, I'm going to look some of these up.
Well, I found something, I believe, to down.
She's so cute, I just want to shrink her and put her on my wall.
Just don't stick a pin through her if she's still moving.
That's impossible.
Yes, I know.
Muriel is the angel of the month of June and is associated with the astrological sign Cancer, meaning sparkling or shining sea.
Okay, I think I get the significance, but I don't, of this matchbook.
Just burn it down?
No.
It says the resurrectionist on the top.
Yeah.
Holy fire. And it's empty.
There could be anything on the other side.
Definitely an earthly object.
I can see that.
I think he's gone to Earth.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Is he taking his houseplants with him everywhere?
Yes, I did notice that. All the plants in the backseat. I thought that was kind of great.
Oh, we know who this is.
Really? All the bugs? Come on. You know, Beelzebub is a kind of dick, too.
A little bit.
You blow.
I thought we had a generalized understanding.
A brilliant scientist, but very annoying
You're still a
sometimes.
traitor. I could put a price on your head any time I wanted to.
Turn your face.
Or this old thing. I've had it for ages. Such a pity that hell never really appreciated your talents, Crowley.
It is. No.
What if I said hell was willing to forget everything you did? That we were willing to accept you back, no questions asked, with a hefty promotion?
Doesn't actually sound like the sort of thing you would like to say.
Might be. The Archangel Gabriel has found. We know he isn't in heaven. What we don't know is where he is. We think someone must be hiding him from us. You found Gabriel and handed him over to us. You could name your price. I've got all the hosts of hell hunting for him, and we will find him. But you, Crowley, you know her better than anyone.
Well, it's a big universe. Lots of places with an archangel on the land. We don't want to find them. Yeah.
Well, wherever it is, you find Gabriel from me, and you can have whatever your nasty little heart desires. You could be a Duke of Hell.
He wants us to be left alone.
I'm hearing on a
He works a
grapevine-
big garden.
Obviously doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Upstairs is seriously troubled about Gabriel's disappearance. I'm hearing that anybody they find involved in this affair will be dealt with.
How?
Extreme sanctions.
That isn't actually a thing. It's just something we used to joke about for cherubs.
No, it exists. Extreme sanctions. Anyone found involved in Gabriel's disappearance will be erased from the book of life. They won't just be gone. They will never have existed.
Uh-oh.
I don't teach my lesson, right?
So if you hear anything, you come to me first, yeah?
I don't know anything about this, but I'm actually letting you know.
I find it interesting that Crowley is the only one that doesn't have any decay on him. All the rest of the demons are in some level of decay, except for
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting catch.
it's a sense of style. That's why. And I think it's the humanity that's on him.
Somebody could just walk right into my shop and just take records. They could empty the till and see them from here. Why in the record shop I'm more worried about people breaking in and leaving more records?
Ouch.
What's in mine? I've got a bottle in the back for emergencies. This qualifies.
I don't drink.
Why not?
Because I never wanted to. I like the taste.
No one likes the taste. As I drink more.
No judgment.
Yeah. Janelle's going rude about leaving her records behind, right?
Enough judgment in my life already. When my phone goes back on, there's going to be about 100 worried texts from Lindsay.
Must be nice to have someone at home who cares where you are.
Yeah, well.
My other question is, they don't have a landline in this shop?
A landmine? A
No,
landline?
landline.
Have a chance to talk. No.
I Most businesses I go into don't have them anymore.
Here we both are.
Oh, but people here do. We have one at the bar.
And, yeah, most of the ones in the Midwest, and then this is the UK, but most of the places I'm going, they don't do that anymore.
Huh.
Like, it's just, okay, if we're going to have like a bunch of phone expenses anyway.
Oh, I wish I could do that. You missed it.
I sell records.
He
Nobody
snapped his fingers and the lights turned green.
That would be cool.
Was opened by my great-grandmother.
I mean, we can kind of do that with my Google Nest, but
That's why Nixon stayed on old times. Because what, his grandfather knew your great-grandmother? Oh, someone's coming this way. Sally, it's him. The one who was struck by lightning. There's 6 shots of espresso.
yes.
Really? My bad.
Just think about it.
My bad.
Just keeps walking.
Yeah, right.
That's Lindsay.
Woo!
See, Curly would fit right in SF.
Right? Ooh,
I think
Nina's
it's
in
neat visual
trouble too.
Yeah, I think that's a neat visual for the text with the notes and on the window.
Yes. Oh, now we're not talking.
I'm back.
So redundant.
I can see that. You want a big, I think I said the wrong thing, sort of an apology, or can we take that as said?
I like the apology, actually.
You were right.
Those words would never come out of my mouth.
I know. That's why I just stand back and let you figure it out.
I want an apology.
Damn it.
A little bit. I don't do the dance. I did the I was wrong dance in 1650, in 1793, 1941. Fine.
You would get a, I may have overreacted a bit.
Oh, I know.
You were right. You were right. I was wrong. You were right.
You're going to make me do that now, aren't you?
Only if it's really bad.
Heaven hell.
But at that point, it has to be bad enough to require like 4 fire extinguishers and no firefighters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
Or like a mastodon getting loose or something.
Hmm?
Or like a mastodon getting loose or something.
He's in a friggin' toga. I love it.
I think it's very effective.
No. You need to stay here inside the bookshop.
Yeah, my first wedding dress was just a dinosaur bedsheet.
Yeah, perfect.
I can hide him from your former people, right? You could hide him from mine, but then we could hide.
We work better when we work together.
Well, yes, okay. You, Jim, short for James, but people are a lot of different things. See this chair? You take his right hand, I'll take his left. We need to make this the tiniest, most insubstantial, fractional of a miracle we've ever performed. No traces of anything miraculous left behind. No alarm bells. Right. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now. Think about it. Probably. Good news, Jim. Nobody's going to notice you're safe here.
Can you tell how this is going to backfire? Because I can see how this is going to backfire.
What's going on? What? I don't go to the outside. And now,
Uh-oh.
I am not your friend.
Okay, no, I thought of a second way this is going to
Oh,
be. Third.
oh boy.
Excuse me, Michael. I think this one's for you to deal with. What's happening? You're the duty officer. I know I'm the duty officer. It's Earth. You better come over here.
So sensitive.
Not a search, but
I mean, of course, now I have valid reasons to wonder what shenanigans do happen in other planets.
put on the alarm, please.
Maybe they should have tried for a quarter of a miracle.
See.
There's a certain level where subtle just isn't even an option.
There's a former angel in this up to his bookshop-owning neck.
Okay. I'm just going to see if there's anything. I'm sure there's like a preview or something. Okay, no, that's chapter 2.
Yep. Are we going on to number 2?
You want to? I'm game.
Do we want to ask the group?
Do we want to do number 2? Wait,
Well, you have to do the chat.
Let me rephrase that.
You have to do the chat in the watch party because it's not letting me send messages.
Oh, did you try to post a link?
No, I just tried to post a message and it was like, no, bitch.
Bastard. It is set so anyone should be able to. All right, so I posted in there. I know that Danielle was messaging me on Facebook. So let me just. I'm just using all of my devices today. So, yeah, they enjoyed the tenant dance. But I'm not seeing if they're saying anything about going on to the next episode, if we just want to go on into left unsupervised. So,
is that what we're doing now?
Well, in theory, I'm giving people a chance to say. So Danielle is down with doing more, and paused the video after resuming it. So, let me
ask Christine because she's outside.
Okay, so let's just.
Oh, did I lock her out? Hold on.
The decisions go to those who show up.
With a nice plug in my virtual black background there.
Yes, for Golden Apple Metaphysical, which is the shop that Nikki and I co-own, it is an online startup at this time with a long-term plan to create a brick-and-mortar place in the Bay Area. My preference is San Francisco, but somewhere near water is always good, assuming that not everything is underwater soon. But anyway, if you go to goldenapplemetaphysical.com, we got our .com domain back. It is a lot of handmade shinies. We are working in partnership with Elements and on our own to create handmade material with as little imports as we can manage. So, and these are made by actual practitioners for practitioners.
I caught the tail end of that and I get the gist.
Yes. Okay. So I think
a plug for Jameson Black Barrel. If you like Jameson, it's a nice smooth version.
Yeah, or visit Michigan and just get Diet Verner's because it's basically a medicine for everything.
There you go. And I'm in a very sad state of affairs.
You're out.
I have poured the last of the Jameson.
And I'm not allowed to ship alcohol out of Michigan, and usually when I'm the one who needs to do the sorry dance, it usually comes with a black label whiskey.
It is. Well, it just means I have to switch to Brothers Bond. I've never tried that. It is made in a distillery that is owned by the 2 actors that played the brothers on Vampire Diaries.
Oh, that's kind of fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I like Vampire Diaries a lot more than I thought I should.
Vampires and cute boys, and then I went into the originals.
I normally hate the bad boy, but I really like Damon.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah, normally I'm not the bad boy person. Like, I am the person who would totally pick Clark Kent out of the lineup. And no, Damon is like, no, you're my kind of snarky.
Nice. Don, I'm just doing an update. Are we going to episode 2, or are we just going to go right into left unsupervised?
I think the consensus is to do episode 2. Mostly
Awesome.
because like one serving of David Tennant and Aziraphale, and I can't remember the actor's name,
I am
is just
telling.
not enough. It's just not enough. So we're going to go for a second helping before we do left unsupervised. And then I apparently am expected to feed the feral children in my house.
Okay.
So
We can left unsupervised.
yeah, speaking of left unsupervised, but for now, so I'm going to go ahead and restart since I think that is the consensus.
Yes, and I'm just
okay. Wait,
adding in that we are
there we go. Good computer.
right.
2500 BC.
Let's spell episode.
You know why you're about to die. God has abandoned you. The God who claims to love you, who demands your praise, has given you up to be destroyed. Bad luck.
Aww.
The black man.
The actual scapegoat. I need to call the neighbor that has the goats.
Demon, despised tool of Satan, in the name of Almighty God, avaunt!
Who paused it?
I didn't pause it.
It's you, dear me. Haven't seen you since Flood.
How do you even avant? Like, is there a way to avant?
Sorry about it. No, just. Oh God. Where was it? Yes, yes.
Avaunt, thou demon! In the name of the Almighty, I command thee, begone!
No.
No, thank you. See, I have a permit.
Permit? From
Avant is supposed to be a way. Huh.
You see, it's not that I mind jokes. Oh, no jokes.
These goats belong to Job, right?
Yes,
Job.
It all seems
Who is,
forward.
I might add, a particular favourite of God. So,
shall I summarize? Satan and his diabolical ministers may destroy everything Job owns, no questions asked. Hugs and kisses.
no, this can't be real. Job is a good and righteous man. I mean, he really is an absolute poppy.
Well, I am him. Maybe I'm lying.
Oops.
Tell you what, let's find out.
I mean, the Book of Job is what I always pictured Satan as Smithers from The Simpsons anyway.
So sealed by a marks of hand and hoof. Amen. Yep, that's all fine.
Good heaven. What did he do?
Job, nothing. Job's the nicest man in the world. That's why he's so perfect for the bed.
Bet.
Yeah. You see, God was saying how righteous Job was and how much Job loved God, and Satan pointed out.
Sorry, it's a Satan.
But maybe that was just because God's been so nice to him. Anyway, long story short, God's letting Satan destroy everything Job has, and then we'll see.
Oh. So, just his worldly goods.
Exactly. Well, nothing important, no. Just his farm, his camels, his goats, his oxen, his children, his geese. His geese? You know, big cross ducks. His children.
Ever think that this God person just has borderline personality disorder?
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that's all right. Of course it is. Trust in God's plan, as if always. Of course. So, one
So, okay, small detail to notice. Did you notice that Gabriel's eyes are bright blue there?
Oh yeah, like the almost like the violet.
Blah, blah, blah. Drink
Yep.
Kool-Aid.
He had before.
Oh, praise be. Twice the oxen, twice the goats, twice the children, twice the children. Yes, of course. How many does he have now? 3?
Oh, crazy eyes! You have to watch for those.
Probably 7. You know how God likes 7.
Right. Gosh. The only thing is, well, since it is 58, I don't know how familiar you are with the human birth process. Pretty familiar, actually. Even though I personally witnessed the very first human birth. Yes, of course.
And it was gross, right?
Perhaps Eve's birth wasn't an entirely typical. Anyway, I only meant, are we sure that Cities wants to give birth 4 more times?
7 more times.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of the first kids.
Children.
Yeah, but those we don't keep up.
We're not bringing the old ones back. Well, of course not. But we're giving them new ones.
Oh my God, killing me.
Quite like the old ones.
Yeah.
And if we kill them, Aziraphale, we are the good guys. Okay, we're not killing anyone. What we are doing is simply not stopping hell. What they do is up to them.
And this is how I really align with the Aziraphale.
Log out and log back in.
What comes after K? Stop.
Oh, he's in clothes now.
Right.
Step up.
Point.
Even tie to tie.
Right. Yes.
But yes, that
After
questioning
K is L.
God
But
and
look, what exactly are you doing?
the establishment,
Oh, I
that is
thought
a
I'd make the
very
books
Diana
easier
thing to do.
find. So I have to put them in alphabetical order. Alphabetical by author. What's author? No, I was shelving the books by the first letter of the first sentence.
Oh my God, kill me now.
Good idea.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you, Jim. Carry on.
This is what it is
And
like
now
to
I will
have a
make notes.
neurodivergent child.
Move around. Right. Not that. All
This is
that.
exactly what it is like to have a neurodivergent child.
What are you singing? Am I singing? Yes, I was. Perhaps I made it up. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. That goes under the lie.
Faking nothing.
He's gotten as far as remembering the alphabet.
I think he's faking because he's singing that song when he's not supposed to remember anything.
Valid, or it could just be an earworm.
You're in trouble.
How is she in decay, or is it just clothing?
By heaven, loathed by hell. How will our hero cope?
Maybe if you're the person in charge on Earth, you don't decay,
Mind if I come in?
or it's a mindset.
Gabriel has
Could
disappeared.
be.
So I understand.
I've spoken with Beelzebub, and we believe Aziraphale has something to do with
The
it.
end.
Yeah, sounds unlikely.
A miracle of enormous power happened last night. The kind of miracle only the mightiest of archangels could have performed. Somewhere very close to your friend's bookshop. Are you telling me you don't know what caused it?
How do you know I didn't do it?
Help us, and we will be grateful. And otherwise, you'll be disliked by heaven, hunted and eliminated by hell. You do understand I'm threatening you.
As threats go, it's not very threatening.
No.
Miranda Richardson. Jeez Louise, it's gonna make me crazy. Do I know what else she was in?
This is the wonder of IMDb. It has saved me so much brain space just being able to find somebody on there.
Sleepy Hollow, that's what it was.
Oh, we've been rewatching that. Well, since he's been rewatching it and I've been sleeping during it, but I catch things. Okay, now they're adding to the intro too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the style of animation. Give me coffee or give me a dog. And Beth's sitting behind going, "You're following us? Why?"
Maggie, you know music. What can you tell me about a song that goes, every day it's a getting stronger,
Is that a Buddy Holly song?
love like that will surely come my way. Oh, you're crying.
Oh, I can't do crying.
Do you actually think you aren't? Because I...
Yes, I know I'm crying. It's just a thing you say.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you.
Then may I ask why you are crying?
Well, I'm certainly not crying over her.
Aww.
No.
Of course she looks grumpy.
Sure. Took me months to nerve myself up to even bring her an LP, and then, absolutely, we got locked in the coffee shop last night, and granted, I then made a complete arse of myself, and she already has a partner. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure I'm in love. She hates me, and what am I going to do?
Can I get back to you on that?
He's like, I'm so out of my depth.
I'm a bit out of
She
miracles.
doesn't hate you. She's just
Don't
a
worry.
crunchy cynic that's
Got
taken.
it. And you're quite right. It's not your
Hi,
job to sort
Nora.
out my doomed love life. The song is called
My
Every
boxer
Day by
Malamute
Buddy
has
Holly
joined
and
us for
Norman.
today's
The
screening.
B-side from Peggy Sue will release on the Coral label.
Can you say hi to Nikki?
Oh, jolly good.
Say hi.
Right?
Say hi. Oops.
Oh, what
Or
a beauty.
Start name.
I have Molly here, but she's not coming this far.
But in Edinburgh, I send them singles for the jukebox and they send me back copies of Every Day. You see, every record they play eventually just turns into that song. Which is mad, but they're Scottish.
Every day, yes, that's the one it's called. Every day.
The resurrection. Okay.
Oh, that's not good at all.
What?
They're here. Can't you feel them?
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
He's in there on his own.
You better run.
Hello. Nice meeting you here.
Ah, Zeraphel. I think you know why we're here. We are looking...
Great! I'm Jim. It's short for James, but I don't need to keep telling everyone. I'm an assistant seller.
Gabriel. Where is Gabriel?
Gabriel? You know, sometimes you can call me Gabriel.
Should we put this inside?
Yes. By all means.
Yes.
Would you like to come?
Have had moments somewhat like that.
Love that. Love that.
Do you leave these good people alone? They don't want any books. Well, that's because they haven't tried them. Books are keen. Let me show you.
Do you think you can see the plume?
Not wrong.
The plume? What plume?
The huge plume of miraculous activity? Last night. From this shop.
Nearly 25 Lazaroi. Don't tell me you did.
I suppose I might have done a miracle.
And what was this miracle for, Aziraphale?
Sushi.
Something that powerful must have been important.
Those little bendy ones make a neato fan.
Love? Yes. Yes. You see, Maggie, who owns the record shop, is in love. It's what humans do. With Nina. And Nikki doesn't love her back. And, well, Maggie's my tenant. So I did a big miracle to make it so that she and Nina fell in love.
Except.
And did it work?
Oh, yes, it worked brilliantly. Yes, head over heels in love.
So, the miracle was nothing to do with Gabriel's disappearance then.
Okay, play it off right. You're supposed to say Gabriel's not missing. What?
You were looking for Gabriel?
Did we?
Yes.
And see, the big ones can be used as fly swats. I know what you're thinking, but it's okay. Because the beauty part is, it never works.
Don't I?
Also, you wouldn't want to scrape that off your page.
Don't I know?
Right?
You do. I'm the assistant bookseller. I opened the door for you.
I'll send someone tomorrow morning.
He knows.
We'll be keeping him very.
Yeah, he's really got to be taking it. He was helping them.
Very professional.
The world is good. It's full of books
What
and
about me?
sushi.
Guys, should you keep a close eye on me too?
And burgers.
This
Sorry,
That's
burgers are way better.
You more burgers for you?
Mhm. I like sushi, don't get me wrong.
It's getting closer.
And I definitely like a good burger with some Gouda melted on top. I think I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, we're going to the pub. I never go to the pub. We're in the pub now. What's wrong with the coffee shop? Well, that is precisely the point. Sherry for me, please, a large one.
See, we didn't have to worry about that because the coffee shop served wine and beer.
Large talent.
And
Fair.
either way, if you had a
Sherry
flask.
for Lady Bragg.
But not sherry.
Now,
I know.
I don't really like sherry anyway, but
Brown from Brown's World of Carpets. So we met at the Wigber Street Traders and Shopkeepers Association annual meeting several years ago. Of course, you said back then that you'd be delighted to host one of our monthly get-togethers. Okay. Every time I would look into your shop, you'd be closed. If I was a superstitious man, I'd have taken it personally.
Okay, that's something
Talk
I
about the council's proposed rubbish collection times and the winter street lights camp.
Oh, I'm afraid we're showing something. Whiskey for me. Hello.
Mr. Fellow's just been telling me how much he's looking forward to hosting our monthly Street Association get-together. I'll send over all the details. But Thursday night after.
see, Crowley is so much nicer than I would be because I would look over and say, "You're in my chair."
Who's your idea?
Yeah.
There's something urgent I need to talk to you about. Yes. So
I also wouldn't get railroaded like Aziraphale did just there.
Yeah.
Woman in the cafe. Her name's Nina. Maggie in the record shop has a pash. Who doesn't know how to conduct a courtship.
Oh my God, how adorable.
Real problem, and it's in your bookshop right now. Same problem. Our Gabriel miracle last night set off alarms in heaven. They suspect something. So I told them I'd make them What? It was the first thing I could think of. They're sending someone to check.
Is that Nina falls for Maggie problems?
Miracles don't work like that. Fix it.
Yeah, you got a love spell.
You mean like
I mean,
rainstorm?
I can't see Crowley going along with this because there's way too much free will necessary for
They look
this.
into each other's eyes and realize they were made for each other.
What about the partner?
Get humans wet, staring into each other's eyes.
Fuck you.
If you're going to invoke fiction, might as well do it properly.
Oh no.
You remember Jane Austen?
It's always Jane Austen.
No.
What? Jane Austen is pretty solid.
Brand smuggler, master spy, and piece of work. She wrote books, novels. Jane Austen, yes. Novels, eh? Yes, they were very good. What? No, I'm just surprised. That's what we think, yes. She had balls,
Oh dear.
cotillion balls.
Oh.
Who would gather?
She had the other kind too.
And then realized they had misunderstood each other and were actually deeply in love. That sounds unlikely. It works every time, apparently. And there's something else. I'll show you the record.
And this is how you see the. I have not actually had a human experience. What human?
I want to show you the clue. Whatever you found out, don't call it a clue. What it is, a clue. Don't pronounce the capital letter. Gabriel was singing this morning a song. What? Have you ever heard a song that goes, every day it's a getting better? Well, that's what it is. A human song, and there is an actual mystery associated with that song, and that is the clue. Yep.
Did you?
What the hell did he
Never
do?
get behind, you know. Now, tell me, what do you know? Okay. What do you know? No, I mean, what's the first thing you remember? I remember a sonnet, where did you hear it? I heard it this morning. It was on my mouth. Oh, and I remember those three nice people that were in the shop just now. Yes, they were in the shop just now. Better than that. Come on, think. Think hard. What is the very first thing you remember?
Oh no.
He's such a phony.
Remember when the morning stars sang together and the angels of God shouted for joy? Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. That's right. No. Keep going. I can't. I can't. I can't remember those things. My head isn't big enough. Not anymore. Yes. I see. I'm sorry. But you've done awfully well. Have a rest now. Your boss said that to Joe.
Oh, this art is amazing.
Children? Are they around? I mean, I need them for I'm not sure. Sit this one there. Sorry, you've come at a bad time. Oh, I don't know if I can see it. God has forsaken me and delivered me to demons. Oh, you must be furious. I know the fury. Of course you do. After all your devotion to God.
That hair and that beard are not working.
Furious myself. Yourself, I mean, you don't.
Never been a fan of beards.
And how sunken
Yeah, I like beards, just not with that hair.
Yeah,
not even to know what.
I just for me it's a sensory issue.
My dear, this
Yeah.
person was looking for the children.
Why, who are you?
This is an old friend, here to offer some comfort.
What old friend?
You tell me.
Oh, that's the shoe.
Sorry, Nora.
Cool. So, the kids.
Where are they? Oh, not now filled out the shoe for the beauty looking, but we're a tiny bit busy weathering the market.
What you do with some to check up on the kids.
Oh,
Are you sure?
They've done nothing, they're innocent.
So
If someone needs to test you like that, you don't need to stay in a relationship with them.
Yeah, right.
Nice girl. Shame. Molly, you don't have to destroy Job's children.
Last time we met, you seemed pretty confident I couldn't destroy Job's goats.
Yes, I was wrong. Technically, you can both.
Technically.
But you don't have to. That's the point. Surely the great thing about being a demon is you can do whatever you want.
Ooh.
No, listen, Angel. Certainly not. I get to do what God wants.
Like killing innocent children who went to bed, let's say.
That is what God wants. Well, and I don't think you want it.
Well, this is where we have fallen angels that would be thankful and doing.
I know the angel you were. The angel you knew is not me. Then you tell me that you want to do this. You look me in the eye. Tell me. I would.
Liar.
I long to destroy the blameless children of blameless Job, just as I destroyed his blameless goats.
Goats are cute. That had to suck.
May God forgive you. Stop grinning. I'm not grinning.
Doesn't mean we're on the same side.
No.
No, it just means you have 70 pet goats crawling.
Just what you say.
Right.
Be not afraid. I am an angel of the Lord thy God.
Oh, have you brought the way Daddy prayed for the party?
What? No. I have no wine, child. I bring.
Ellen!
What is it?
Window, just not our usual ones. And they haven't brought the wine.
Well then, you better pop off and get it now, hadn't you?
All right, dead kids.
Oh, he seems nice.
I bring a warning. Satan has sent a demon to destroy you. Tonight.
Don't be silly. You wouldn't dare.
I'm sorry, Satan. Satan wouldn't dare.
Certainly not. You see, I'm Keziah, daughter of Job.
And I'm Anne, son of Job.
And I'm Jemima. I made this pot.
No. The Job, literally God's favourite human.
If I know who you are.
You're a funny-looking angel.
Try you.
Are you a demon?
Oh, she's good. Yes. Well, yeah, he is. Technically, a demon. Spot on. Sent here to destroy you all. Ready? You said you wouldn't. I'm a demon. I lied.
Demon.
What you say not silly?
Well, giving the angel every opportunity to get them out of there. But making sure the snotty kids piss themselves first.
Are you sure, Angel? Yes. Quite sure.
Bloody hell.
What happened? We're in the cellar.
I knew it! Wind, I assume. That's what Satan really has planned. A mighty wind from the wilderness to smite the mansion and bring it down upon them. Oh, you brilliant. Actually, I think getting us all in the cellar was very clever.
Will someone please tell me?
done to him?
This.
Can I be a blue one?
It's all right. You haven't annoyed me yet.
But can I be?
And
Oh, sure.
this is what my youngest would do, would be just be, can I be one?
Great. And that's what I turn the older ones into. Oh, all lizards. Okay.
She just wanted to be blue.
Started early.
Valid color choice.
Well, might as well get comfortable.
You didn't bring the wine, remember?
Are you
How dare
drinking human wine? It's the source of drunkenness. Isn't it, Gus? Very promising little vineyard.
Do it. You know you want to.
Well, you know what? You don't drink. Try the food, though. Can't get drunk on food. Go on. Have an ox rib. Are you trying to tempt me?
Duh.
Don't be tempted, Nikki. It's my honor. You're free to try food.
You know you want to. Here we go.
sensual delights do not take you to hell, not by themselves. Also, oxtail is an odd one. Never really liked oxtail.
Oxtail and ox meat are a little different. But look at that.
Never had ox meat for sure. However, Mongolian barbecue.
There you go. It's like, what? Careful, gluttony's a sin.
Pretty much anything life-affirming is in some way cast as a sin.
Yeah, well.
Okay, that's a little overboard.
Even the littlest. Well, you're not on the hell side. I come along with hell as far as I can. But whose side are you on? My side.
Exactly.
Gosh. That sounds what? Lonely. Lonely? No, you're not lonely. Whose side are you on? God, so cool.
I didn't chow down on that fucking ox rib.
Same dog that wants me to whack the kids.
He's been around since existence. He might be a bit peckish.
Yes.
Right.
But, yeah, that's just how it started for me. See you in hell.
I'm not gonna lie, that's good though.
Oh my God, blasphemy angel, that's not like you. No, look. Oh my God.
Joe, if you have questions for me, I have questions for you. Do you know how I created the Earth? Where were you when I laid the foundations of the Earth, Joe? Were you there when all the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy?
He's got actually, I think so. I was looking to. I don't suppose he's getting any answers. No. Just to be able to ask the question.
Do you know the rules of the heavens? Did you set the constellations in the sky? Can you send lightning bolts and get them to report back to you? Did you give wings to peacocks, Job, or teach the ostrich run?
Yeah, but you didn't do that for people to genuine flect or however you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's do that for the joy of creation. The joy of creation doesn't even require worship.
Wonderful for me.
Yeah.
Ostriches came into it. Ostriches and whales. God's very proud of the whale.
I am right now too.
About
Team Orca.
how great
Well, yeah, but if you look at it, like she's probably got more of a bone to pick with God than he does, because she's like, you talk about the joy of creation. I have the joy of creation of my children, and you've just taken them away.
Yeah, that is fair.
And the children? Did they mention the children?
See?
No.
Virtuous Joe, you have passed God's test. Prepare for your reward. Behold, where you have lost 300 sheep, the Lord grants you 600. Sorry. What do you say? Thank you. Well, don't thank me. Thank God. Do you want me to thank God for sheep?
Our children. What about our children?
Yes. I was getting to that. Hello. So, your 3 children are completely dead. God now grants that you may conceive 7 more children.
That's because God's never been pregnant.
Our children are dead?
Yeah. But I love my children.
The idea that's supposed to be an honor and a gift to have to go through that over and over again.
I will cast God. Whoa. That never ends well. Remember me? Bildad the Shuhite.
Who is this?
He says he's right. And so I am Bildad the Shuhite. Need any shoes?
Shuite, of course, means from the land of Shua.
Yes.
Indeed. It does. Where, as it happens, I am a leading shoemaker. Oh, I don't wear shoes and shoemakers. Yes, well, it would be really useful if you were an expert on human births. Then this is your lucky day. Shoemaking and obstetrics. Those have always been the twin passions of Bildad the Shuhite. What seems to be the trouble?
Well, Sitis here has just learned that she is to have lots more children.
Ah, well, let's get started. No need to be shy, Sitis. I'm a professional midwife/cobbler, and I'm sure these angelic entities have seen it all before.
Yes, in fact, Gabriel here has personally witnessed childbirth in the Garden of Eden.
Have you now? Made to be on my toes under the eyes of an expert. Exactly what I say, trust me. Now, good lady, simply turn to your husband, reach into his robes, higher, a little higher. That's it, and pull out 3 of his ribs.
Oh, yeah, ribs. It's don't worry, it's all part of the process. I've seen this before.
Oh. Ew.
And to complete the process, a simple embrace.
Nice.
Oh, I like the trickery here. Well, they at least got her off the hook for 3 of them.
Right?
They're not babies.
Certainly not. Was Eve a baby?
Was she?
No, they can arrive at any size.
Enon, boy.
Enon?
No, not Enon, Job. Enon's gone.
This is your new son.
But it is
A miracle. It is a miracle that our new son should look so much like our old son.
It is.
Is she quick?
Oh, yeah.
It's not Enon, it's the new child. These are all new children.
No, you're right.
Look at his
It's
face.
not.
Right.
Enon.
Yes, it bloody is.
Aziraphale, are these the new children God promised Job?
They certainly seem to be.
They certainly ought to be, but they seem to be sole children.
Aziraphale, who are they?
Don't do it, Aziraphale.
They are his new children. You have my word as an angel.
And you now.
That's on the right hand. Huh? Why didn't you just say so? Congratulations.
And Michael is skeptical as always.
Oh yeah. All this ubiquitous art,
Clearly,
Bible art.
He went away while you were thinking.
you know, you really used to be awful.
Dude,
So awful.
Am I awful now?
I don't know. Hope not. Oh. Good.
He's still kind of blank slate right now.
I still feel like he's faking somehow.
You're the one from yesterday. Struck by lightning.
It looked worse than it was.
Mr. Six Espressos in a big cup.
Silly question, but how do you feel about sudden rain?
Yeah, that's a silly question, all right.
No, but in the event of a sudden torrential downpour, would you be likely to shelter under an awning?
Wow. It's like you look deep into my secret soul.
What's mad? For instance?
Oh, Maggie? Oh, no, not a thing, definitely. We're just friends. Actually, we're not friends. We barely know each other. We just got trapped in the shop when the car went out. My partner was not impressed. Well, not a pleasant evening. That's all.
Gotcha.
He's working on it.
So, no, thank you. I was trying to tell you about this. My clue, the Resurrectionist, has a jukebox. This record was found on the jukebox. So first, it wasn't on the jukebox. It doesn't seem to matter what people in the pub want to listen to. Sooner or later, every record turns into this. It is, as you might say, a miracle. So, I thought I might pop up there myself.
Or to look in the matrix.
Fair enough. What time are you trying? Actually, I rather thought I might take the car. What car? Our car. We don't have a car. Of course we do. Isn't she a beauty? This Bentley isn't my car. Well, yes, technically, just as that bookshop is technically my shop, but we both get plenty of use out of it, don't we? You can't drive my Bentley. No, I can.
I know better.
Yes, I passed my driving test 90 years ago. They didn't even require tests, but I insisted. No, don't worry. I'll be very, very careful. No! And while I'm gone, you can look after the bookshop. And Gabriel. Yes?
I mean, it makes sense in that nobody can die in that grouping.
But what if you damage the car?
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Whatever that is.
A very tired person.
It was a nice day. More like it.
Let's see. Here's the angel guilt.
I mean, he did forget the wine.
Yes, I thought perhaps they might send you. Well, go to hell. I'm not taking you to hell, Angel. Why not? Well, I don't mean you wouldn't take. But you have to. I'm like you now.
Oh God.
A demon. Sorry. You're a demon. Fallen angel.
Takes a little bit more than that.
Thought the will of God.
You'd be surprised how much more it
Oh,
takes.
yeah, you would, but I'm not very genuine. You? Yeah, but nothing has to change, does it?
Hmm.
What am I? I'm just an angel who goes along as far as he can.
There you go.
That sounds lonely. Well, but you said it wasn't. I'm doing it. I lied.
Okay. All right. We are shifting over. Okay. I'm going to put in here because I know some people are not on the live with us. So we're shifting over to the Golden Apple Metaphysical Facebook page for Left Unsupervised.
Yes. So I think that there were a lot of really good points in there that if you look a little deeper, between the two of them, like,
Yeah.
they have their own morality, which aligns to a certain point.
Yes.
The demon doesn't want to kill the kids. The angel doesn't want to thwart the will of God, but he's not okay with killing the kids either.
Yeah, the angel, like, both of them kind of had mini spiritual crises where it's I am all evil, but evil for evil's sake doesn't make sense. And with the angel, it was about blind obedience versus thoughtful and civil disobedience, basically.
Mhm.
Was no, this is too far. No.
Yeah.
I mean, although with that one kid, I suppose it's just amazing. Demons don't encounter teenagers very often, or there'd be a lot more smoking wreckages before people got to adulthood.
Okay, so yeah, at one point I was like, yeah, you should smite those kids because they're a little bit entitled. But
oh yeah, I was starting to get a little smitey just watching the characters. Except for the baby going, I made a bowl. Okay, you can stay.
That was really cute.
Yes.
And I'm just telling people that now we're on the Left Unsupervised, which they can join us here. Alrighty.
All right.
Oh, maybe I should have put the thing in the comments here.
All right, and I'm going to punch buttons because I'm doing Left Unsupervised from my iPad today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just checking for any comments or chats. Okay, So Danielle knows where to find us, and other people do, or can just drop in as they want to. So I haven't really been able to watch like the drop in, drop out.
Yeah, well, normally for Left Unsupervised, I have us on mine and on the I have us on 3. But right now we are streaming on the Golden Apple Facebook page as well as the Golden Apple YouTube.
Yes. So hi everyone. For those that are wandering in, this is Left Unsupervised. It is our kind of sort of quarterly podcast / stream that we do where we just kind of catch up on stuff with Golden Apple and stuff that we've been doing and let folks know what's going on.
I'm gonna switch our banner.
I'm also checking. Okay. So I was also checking to see like shares, whatever. So we're doing good there. So hi. I am definitely going very casual today. So I just cleaned up my bedroom vanity so I can actually find my lipstick now. Yay. But so yes, we just watched Good Omens because Nikki and I do very much have a Crowley Aziraphale vibe that people that have met us can attest to this. Absolutely. Although I think we both have a track record with fire that raises a lot of eyebrows. And
you're worse with fire than I am. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have maybe
fair.
smoked at the house a time or 5. But you're the one that sets things on fire.
My middle child, when he found out that I was going to be moving in with my partner permanently, went around and checked all of the expiration dates in the fire extinguishers.
That's a fair bet. There's a
that was valid. That was valid. Although I almost never do fire stuff inside the house, and now I have a generous fire pit with which to allow my explosive tendencies to explore that is far enough away from other properties.
Yeah, I have a fire pit outside and a fireplace that I can put stuff in. So it's a little bit safer for us now.
Yeah. So aside from we got, Vicky had some good news, was this last month or the month before, but we have our .com back. So goldenapplemetaphysical.com is once again
pop that up there, actually.
Operational. We have it back. Excited. Yes, because the random person from the random domain squatter from somewhere in Europe did not get to keep it.
Yeah.
And,
and it was so funny when it happened. I was sitting, I don't even know what I was doing on the website, but I was like, you know what, go check it. I had that feeling, go check it. And I did, and it worked out pretty well. I was like, oh, let me get this now.
Yes. See, the little voice that is guiding us is just kind of going okay. Well, Nick, well, we're separated. We have the room to make our mistakes, like figuring out tech stuff and how to communicate through that. But this way we have a room to make our mistakes while we're building up our business so it will go better when we are no longer separated.
Mm-hmm. And we have a little development here. We are, while we are not separating the business in any way, shape, or form, we now have we have titles. We have Golden Apple West, which is me here in San Francisco.
Yep.
And Golden Apple East,
which is me over here, since I am spending most of my time in Michigan these days. So long term, I am just kind of waiting for the real estate market to shake itself out and to get a lot of other things set up. But this way, because I am making products where I am selling them more on the east side of the country, and some things, Nikki's been shipping things over here because Golden Apple works in partnership with Elements Kalamazoo. As they are slowly turning over into a practitioner shop. So there's more things from us there. And I do need to now that I'm able to find most objects in my home, I now need to do this for my office, where there will be things being sent over towards Nikki as we establish more of those relationships or start vending more.
Yeah.
So, which we don't have a specific plan as to when, because there's always something, and I almost feel like, okay, we're doing this now, and just, keeping it very quiet until right before, just to avoid the things that keep messing with various plans, and the various humans humaning at the most annoying times.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I've been sitting on this creative block for a while. But yeah. I'm revisiting some items that we'd started making and kind of revamping them a little bit. I made this crazy discovery about our candles that I make. Like, they have a little bit of scent, but I realized that I didn't design them to be scent candles. They're intention candles.
Right.
So it's not a heavy scent, and that might be a subconscious thing because I'm so sensitive to scent.
I favor that. I actually, again, because I have so many allergies, and I know, having done natural perfumery for a while, their US-based consumers tend to want everything to be really, really strong fragrances.
Hmm.
But once you get outside of the US base, there's a preference against that, and there's more and more people in the States that are just don't want to be overpowered as much. Like, it's I can't enjoy it. And I know part of it is there's so many people with allergies that don't even know they have them, that want the stronger to break through it because they don't realize that it's just they're congested all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in some traditions, Conjure Hoodoo, other ones, a strong scent is something they don't want because they don't want to get caught. So if you're like trying to do invisibility work, like if your house is reeking, or like I have had moments where like my most recent was, so this was one where it was an animistic spirit contact, but it will happen when people are up to no good, and I will smell specific things. And I'm like, oh, you're using High John right now. You're using like this and this and this. I'm going to go talk to those spell components, those animistic components, so that this does nothing and I can get a night's sleep and I don't have to figure out who you are, so I have to make you miserable so you don't get up and interrupt my reading again.
There you go.
Like, just let me read my damn books and leave me alone. This is not that difficult. And I understand that people I've come to accept that once I stepped into the author arena, I'm just never going to be fully left alone. So I have to cross over and access more of my swamp witch side as opposed to my angelic side, and go, oh, I'm just going to have to choose a way to make you miserable. You get one and you should regret it.
Yes, we should just shelve the angelic side for a while. Come hang out with us on the dark side. We have cookies and booze.
The angelic side has really good cookies too, and the angelic side, I would dare say, has more of an anger management problem. So, because the problem, of course, is then you're convinced you're right, and that's what makes you really dangerous.
Yeah.
So, yes. But I miss you, and I would be happy to come over to the dark side for cookies and booze anyway.
Yeah.
I will bring the port wine. And I'm not supposed to have ibuprofen anymore.
I'll bring the whiskey.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And I do have a lovely bottle of Bordeaux that is just waiting for my attention before summer is over. So, but God. Yes.
That's all you.
More for me.
So what else are we working on? I'm dusting off some bath salts that I'm trying to work up to be more of like the pre-ritual bath as well as a self-care bath.
So I just batched out some Florida water that I've been letting age for over a year. So, and it's Palo Santo Florida water that also uses colloidal silver, because that really amps up the cleansing. So that's going to be available in Elements shortly. And if you go into Elements now, and this, I think I listed it on the website, but I am making 4 Thieves vinegar as well, and they are being distributed in spray bottles. So it's just easier to use.
Nice.
So those are the main things I have going right now.
I talked to Dee, the owner of Elements, the other day. She said the Amor Sui incense is really doing well there. So a lot of people are very invested in self-love, which is great.
Yeah. So for those of you that may have missed it, in February, I did a Valentine's Day special where I featured how to use the Amor Sui incense in a spell for self-love. And so we do have an edition of that available for purchase, because we did record it. So if you missed it, you can actually purchase it from Golden Apple, and just bone up on love spells that I have found are effective and don't get you in nearly as much trouble as the ones that I have done. So, because there is a certain point where the trouble is just more stress than it's worth. So,
yeah.
And this isn't just the old tired.
And then in that, we feature our Amor Sui incense that I make here in San Francisco and send out to Michigan. If you are in the Michigan Kalamazoo area, you can get that at Elements Kalamazoo. They do have some more in stock, along with our libidine or lust incense and our amare or love incense as well. But I just sent over some Sabbath incenses. We have some Lunasa for the holiday coming up on Tuesday, and we have Omens coming up in September.
Yes. So go into Elements, ask for that, or ask for the VIP section. That is where most of the Golden Apple products are going. And also, we are running out of the black salt that Cynthia and I made, which has been very effective. So we will be doing a new round of black salt making, hopefully before the summer's over. But with the extreme heat we're getting, there's some safety issues with making that, because usually we have to make it outdoors. And it's between Cynthia being a heat stroke survivor, and I honestly can't tell if it's menopause or ketosis or what, but I'm just overheating way too easy, so we may have to wait until fall to do it.
Yeah, also, and health first.
Yes, we are doing health and self-care first. I am gearing up to work on my next book, because the last time we did this, I just moved back into my house after a boiler fire. Yes. And one of the things that was starting to really create issues for my mental health is I was the president on the PTO at my kids' middle school. I don't want to do that ever again. I think I did an okay job. Of course, there's people not happy with me, because this is the culture of never good enough and whatever. But I feel like I did my job, and that I protected my kid from some stuff that he would not have otherwise been able to be protected from. And the school knows who I am. They do know I am involved, and he knows that I've got his back. And the sheer volume of work they were expecting, they should pay somewhat. Like, this shouldn't be given to the volunteer board. And I would rather just put my energy into myself finally and finish my yoga certification that I tried to start last year. And we unpacked our last box 2 weeks ago. So we're actually unpacked. Yes. So now it's stumbling through just getting cosmetic stuff up and getting more things into their place and getting systems that work around 3 people that are neurodivergent and my tired butt. So it's a lot. So things have gone slow, and showing up has been difficult. I did also jump on Threads, the new social media network that's part of the Meta package, and that's been going really well so far, but I'm sure it's going to break my heart soon.
Yeah, so, I have not jumped onto the Threads. I'm still trying to navigate the TikTok.
There's a learning curve there. There's a big one. I am only just starting to get confident even doing stitches, and it's been 2 years now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of scared of people. People get, like, I don't want to put down anyone's opinions or that they're passionate about things, but things are so polarized now. It doesn't matter if it's a conservative or a liberal opinion. If someone thinks you've done wrong, they just cross straight into hysteria about it.
Well, my thing is that, I understand that certain people are, they are about, like, certain people live in that box or that circle, if we're talking about metaphysics. And, if that's your mindset and that's how it works for you, that's amazing. But there's a lot of poo-poo going on for those of us that work outside the circle. I don't really use ritual.
Yeah.
I kind of work with who works with me. We have patron gods in the house, or patron deities in the house, and we work together just well. But my mindset doesn't really work around a ritual environment. And I've done rituals in the past. I can create a ritual if I need to, but in general, I am more a fly by the seat of my pants witch, or fly by the bottom of my broom, I guess. And just kind of throw things together as I need to. And that works for me. I understand that it doesn't work for anyone else. And I'm a firm believer in, if something works for you, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. But if your particular workings happen to be in a very structured environment, that's a beautiful thing, because I've seen some amazing rituals that have happened by people that are very detail oriented, and that is where their wheelhouse is. But for those of us that aren't, like, don't crap on somebody else's style. Cutting in and out here.
Yeah, I noticed that. There are some things I'm going to talk to you about off camera that I found that I think is explaining some of the shift in thought that's been worrying me. Um, but I am very much, we are very much at the same mind in the, does it work? Great. Does it not work? Okay, set it aside. And even though I tend to be fairly academic in how I approach things, I don't think that you should immediately shit can something because it's not from your culture or because you're inspired from something outside of your immediate sphere.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to do it without being disrespectful. There are ways to do it where it's just inspiration, but is not the source of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so this constant purity culture thing that infects everything, like the most toxic, poisonous thing we have is purity culture, and it gets up in everything.
Yeah.
Because nothing is clean enough or pure enough or just right, or you're too fat or you're too thin, and it's all purity culture.
Yeah.
And to the point where we stop recognizing it, and then it turns into these extreme divides that is coming from the same toxic source.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that lose out are usually the ones that need the protection, support, and respect the most.
Yeah. And that's usually how it runs, because
Yeah.
you feel cut off because you don't really have a sense of community. I'm going to jump up and just take a look here. We have 2 viewers. What are your thoughts? For the viewers that we have, what are your thoughts about this? I used to make the joke that if you get 10 pagans in a room or 10 witches in a room, you have 20 different thought processes. But they never used to fight about it, or, not really heated arguments like we're getting now.
Mm-hmm.
People are really, it's almost like I went over to your altar and kicked it over and stomped it into the ground. That's not what I'm doing when I'm saying that my way differs than yours.
Yeah. I think we're also running up against a lot of subconscious stigmas. Just talking about urban magic, the way people will bridle at that, as if I am saying they're all wrong about how they do things, when what I am saying is you need to sort out your stigmas because you're seeing things that are no longer accurate. Yeah. That may have been at one time. Okay, what's cracking you up? I noticed some silliness.
I'm looking at the comments here, Danielle. I'm about as pure as potato and gravel milkshake, so I don't know.
I miss you. I miss you, Danielle. And I mean, they are basically a potato. That's what's beautiful about them.
Yes.
They're,
as long as they're trying to make me watch Pink Flamingos
ever again.
Ever again.
I did miss an opportunity to meet John Waters this year, but I think I was still I was still recovering from a lot. And the gentleman that invited me is coming up against some rather serious depression I was dealing with. So I was just I can't deliver what you want me to deliver. I'm so sorry.
Remind me off the top of my head, did John Waters also do Blue Velvet?
I think so.
I'm looking right now.
I still have the DVD of Serial Mom that I still need to watch.
Let's see who was.
Okay. No. Okay. Danielle's saying no, he did not.
That movie actually reminded me. It was David Lynch. Thank you.
Oh yeah, his stuff is uniformly weird too.
But yes, that movie reminded me a lot of that kind of genre of, wow, I can never unsee that.
What did you do to me? Yeah. Yeah, I mostly remember going to the Walker Art Museum in Minneapolis and seeing this exhibit that John Waters did, where it was mostly just a giant screen of a McDonald's that had gotten completely flooded in some natural disaster, and how the waves of water were washing in and out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that image is never going to go away, and I don't know what the hell he was saying, and I'm sure that part of what he was trying to get me to say was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You succeeded! In the unlikely event that Mr. Waters ever sees this.
Yeah, I had to post this comment from Danielle. Pink Flamingos is excellent. My first acupuncturist used it to screen first dates.
Okay, given everything we know about you, that makes absolute sense.
It does. However, I'm going to agree to disagree with you about the meaning of excellent.
I do believe the movie hit the target that Waters set forth.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It kind of made my brain explode a little bit, which, you know what? That might have been good for me.
That was a very weird night anyway, but both of us were kind of traumatized.
A little bit.
weirdest slumber party I have ever had. But,
And there's a bar for that. There really is a high bar for that.
right?
I can
We did
never
end up running around in the woods later that night for no damn reason too. So
I still do worship at the altar of divine.
yes, she was amazing. Oh,
But wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for those, honestly, I don't know if we're saying this to avoid spoilers or to avoid getting banned, but it's very difficult to speak to the specifics in that movie.
All I can say is if you have not seen Pink Flamingos or Blue Velvet, just remember, if you are anywhere on the more purity scale than
This is
Wild Out of the Box, maybe take a pass.
Yes.
Trigger warning, just flat out. This is the statement that should have been in my brain. Trigger
this
warning.
is a continuous trigger warning. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danielle. That was the perfect phrasing.
Yes. So we're trying to so moving on from John Waters, I know I am trying to settle on my next book projects, and I tend to be quite paranoid about starting book projects for obvious reasons, ergo why Hex Twisting lives and breathes and has been getting excellent attention. I also do have 2 online cons I'm doing. I got invited to do some Moat That Con, which is part of that, which live is being sponsored by Courtney Weber, and I can't remember her co-host's name, who runs that Witch Life podcast. So I will be doing that in October.
Excellent.
And then I'm doing WitchCon again in February, and I am probably going to be teaching at Convocation. Right now, because of Boiler Fire stuff, we're just trying to figure out what we can afford to do.
Yeah, I get that.
So, yeah. Which is also the other reason that I'm stepping down from the PTO is, my partner just graduated with their bachelor's in substance use counseling, so finding employment is proving a little complicated, and I need to be able to show up to get income going.
Yeah.
And I've been in a position where I've been able to kind of deprioritize that between the pandemic and mental health stuff. And I no longer have that option.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just dealing with those realities. I am leaning towards working towards an urban magic workbook. Jamie Elford and I have had an urban divination book on back burner for a while. And after
you've been talking about that for a few years.
Yeah, well, we have it laid out. It's just getting to it for both of us because she's been going through her stuff with her spouse too, and some health stuff. So she's kind of at the we'll get to it when we get to it. And
yeah, because initially you both had books coming out at that time that you were still started talking about it.
Yeah,
so you both were under contract for books. So and that's a process.
Yes, and then the pandemic happened, and wow, that whole thing can wear you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you are dealing with some of those creative blocks and working through it, and energy recovery is no joke.
Yeah.
It's serious. And I know before the pandemic even happened, I was so depleted, my sense of self was almost completely erased. And that's not something that's just going to come back in a year.
Yeah.
And I know that you're kind of dealing with some stuff kind of like that too. And it's just it's aggravating because you see the things that you need right now and you need the time to heal and they don't line up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's totally a thing.
I'm going to be completely transparent here for the audience and for you. About a month and a half ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this another year to see if it takes off the way we want. If not, then I just, may back away for a little while. And then a friend of mine was like, for a first business, you have to, or any business that you start, you have to give yourself a 5-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you have to really reevaluate. And I didn't realize that. So that actually made me feel a little bit better. So now I'm looking at some different avenues because I realized when we were at Hex Fest, people being able to see and smell and just kind of feel the products for themselves worked really well. So now I'm looking at some markets and conventions.
Okay, and I'm not sure if it's frozen on both sides, but it's freezing for me. But hopefully folks can hear, but Nikki is starting to do more vending, which is fantastic. And yeah, it really does make a difference when people can see it and touch it. Okay, I'm going to give it a moment.
There we are.
Yes, we're back. Okay.
All right. I am looking at, there's a wonderful market called the Whimsy Market that runs out of Alameda, California. And they are an outdoor market that does a lot of witchy things.
And there we go again.
So there are I'm looking at maybe hosting a golden. Oop, I think we froze again.
Yeah, we did. I'm trying to hold the energy together, which is a little bit hard because the internet is big. So
yes, the internet is very big. So if you caught what I just said, then that means maybe it was meant for you. If you didn't, well, then maybe it wasn't.
and I know Golden Apple is one of my priorities this year. It's figuring out again how to distribute my energy with everything going on.
Oh yeah.
One of the big things is that I'm really going to be getting more involved with the social media.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have started, like I have a whole thing in my Notion where I'm just pre-writing a ton of stuff, and I'm getting more and more requests to do well, one, I'm going to be doing a political magic series on TikTok against my better judgments. And also because at Convocation, people want I had a group of extremely skeptical people show up to my ritual to the city of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think only one or two people left when we gave them the opportunity to before we started. But a bunch of people that were had very strong questions and strong energy about you're not even Detroit City Priestess, how can you do this? Who left going, holy crap, that works.
Mm-hmm.
And now I owe people a series because the digital part of Witches Fest got canceled, where I was going to do the workshop explaining here's how the City Priestess thing works. So I need to do a TikTok series in addition to doing that video for people to come back to watch the videos.
Yeah.
But explaining that no, you do not have to be a city priestess to work with a city that you don't live in. But there are specific things that are good to do. And you don't pick the city priest or priestess role. It picks you. And there are people where sometimes it is still a good idea to say no.
Yeah, it's very presumptuous of us as people. I'm going to just use that term kind of loosely, as people to decide, hey, this energy, this presence, this deity, this non-corporeal creature being, we are dictating to it. It's not exactly how it works.
No, and usually, if you've watched my super basic witchcraft TikTok series, I talk about how there's different approaches to magic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where some of the divides are coming in, some is dominionist, where it's I am ruling over you, I have power over you. And that does appeal to a lot of more traditional workers. There is also the stewardship, where I am taking care of you, can you help back? Which these come from Christian origins, and it's like the difference between dominionist Christians and stewardship Christians, in that stewardship is more about taking care of the gift God gave you, and dominionism is, I'm going to rule over it, and I don't think I need to make more explicit examples these days. And then, like, I am an animist. Animism isn't particularly incompatible with any religion or non-belief system. It just believes that more things are aware than you might normally consider.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's I'm going to work with you with the understanding you are what you are and I am what I am. So snake will snake, tree will tree.
Yeah.
And
I can have the approach of, this is interesting, can we collaborate?
Yes. Which is close to an animistic perspective, really.
Yeah.
It's we meet things where we're at, and that works in spirit work as well, because it's not necessarily a good idea to be limited to one pantheon or one tradition, because the spirits are going to come find you. And
I think that if it's a pantheon that you're comfortable with and you're working with, again, I'm a firm believer, if it's not broke, don't fix it. However, you do also have to realize that there may be things outside of your wheelhouse that are there for you to learn from and that are going to call to you. And if you are very hardcore into this is my pantheon, this is my path, this is what I do, when they call for you, you're going to be caught off guard and you're going to be unprepared because sometimes you don't have a choice. Like I think we've both had times when, I mean, you do have a choice in a way, but sometimes that call is really strong. And it's because it's something that you're meant to do. Like I've had deities that I haven't expected to work with that have been like, hey, yeah, I know you didn't expect to see me here, but we have a thing, let's go.
Yeah. Have you found, because I have found that when stuff like that happens, where it's something that I wasn't expecting or is outside of my culture or ancestry, that you still very much have to work within the terms of that deity or spirit. Like you can't just reinterpret it to how you do things. You have to figure out how it's processing.
Yes. I mean, you can try and do it the way you're used to doing stuff, but it's just going to get you to where you need to be. It's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
You know, you can't work with Oshun and expect for things to run like they do with the Morgan.
That is fair. Yeah.
You know, and it's the same just all across the board. You know, there are some deities from different pantheons that their approach to working with you is very similar. And there are others that it's drastically different. And if you go in thinking this is a potato, I'm going to make French fries, you really have to make sure it's not a rutabaga.
Because a rutabaga will act very different even if you can put it through that little fry crusher thing.
Yeah.
So, yes. Yes, and that's just making me think of my garden because I did finally have my first harvest. So,
yay! And I'm hungry because I only had toast today.
Actually, me too. I just had an English muffin and 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
So.
But while we're here, again, we have 2 viewers. If there are any questions, comments, things you'd like to hear us talk about, or things you'd like to see from the shop, throw it up there.
Please let us know. And Danielle, heckling is fine. I will just have to wait to bite you.
Yes.
So.
I won't say we. I will say I have missed the heckle.
Yes. I have missed it. I've missed the good-natured heckle.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm slowly starting to meet more people out here. Definitely not a good heckle. How do you not eat regular meals? Food is good.
Children.
Candle at every available end. That's how that usually happens.
I'm the only neurotypical person in my house. I can barely find the fridge some days. That is how. You need to come over here and feed me properly. There needs to be more cheese in my life.
Fair enough.
So
I'm like, oh, I think I have cheese.
I'm pretty sure I have cheese, but I was saving it because I did do a huge farmer's market haul. And so I pre-baked some beets so I can sear them and then serve them with goat cheese and honey.
I will post it in the comments later, but I will have to send pictures. We have an apple tree in the backyard, and we haven't even finished picking. We have so many more apples on the tree. We didn't even pick about half the amount of apples. But I mean, literally the sink is full, and that was only about half of what we picked. I made apple fritters. I made apple crumb. I gave my boss a bunch of apples.
Have you made apple butter yet?
Not apple butter, but yesterday I made chocolate chip cookies with lavender and sea salts.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, they were really good. I got a great response to those, so I'm probably going to make some more today. But
that sounds amazing. So
I did figure out there's a vast difference between food grade lavender and regular lavender. Even if you have the English lavender that they say is good for food grade, find it, order it. Don't just grab your lavender and think this will work unless you like a mouthful of soap. And for some of us, a mouthful of soap can be a trigger warning.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that backfired on the people that use that to discipline me rather badly. Yeah. But and so for people that may not be familiar, Nikki and I would both qualify as kitchen witches. Is a good part of what we do in our personal practice is revolved around keeping the home peaceful, keeping people as functional as they can and just around enjoying the good things nature gives us.
Mhm.
And occasionally setting fire to our ex-boyfriends, because that is part of the joy of it too. But yes.
Except she means that not literally.
Speak for yourself. But
I know I meant you won't let me actually set them on fire.
I
You're
won't.
right.
For the same reason that my kids keep coming to me and saying when I want to, is I can't be a good parent from jail.
Couldn't you though?
Yeah,
You
no.
couldn't be an active parent from jail, but I think it's
Apparently being present is very important to most children.
fair.
I suspect that your kids would probably also say the same to you.
I don't know. Liz has hit those teenage years early. She might not.
Ugh.
She's staring at me from over the couch too. I got the evil look.
Oh,
Love you, Mina.
yeah. We have a teenager in our house who is teenaging, very teenage.
Yeah, I just saw this little redhead pop up from the couch.
Oh, with the evil eye attached.
And
Yes.
then pop back down. Look, she's ooh, I'm getting it again. I didn't think she could hear me because she has earphones on, but apparently it's not that loud.
Oh, it's that, or she just felt the disturbance in the force,
Mm-hmm.
and just the redheaded evil eye just go in there.
Right? Go work on your pendulum. Ooh, while we're on camera, I'm going to show my goodies I just got.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Got a.
Oh, pretty.
I don't know if you can really see it because
I can see it.
I'm going to change the setting. We're going to take off my cool little setting here, and none. There we go.
Oh, nice.
There we go. There's the camera.
Yeah. So are these like pendulum? So are these for sale, or is this a project you're working on?
These are they're giving us a little bit of because Liz is starting to explore her gifts a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Got a pendulum choice to take a look at. And the next thing we're kind of working on out here is kind of a salon style event.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be doing our preliminary soft opening for salons in September. I have a private guest list, a set number of guests, and we're going to try it out where people can come in to my location here and try out some services, try out some products, see how they like them, and then see if they want to purchase them. And then if that goes well, then we'll be expanding it to a larger audience.
I am looking forward to that. I think that you're going to get some really cool results, especially since a lot of people are wanting more of that social again.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is something I miss about like the larger witchy shops is a lot of them would be large enough to have a couch, a place to sit, you get into a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been just harder to make happen in recent years.
Yeah. I'm starting really, I think I have a guest list of about 4 or 5 right now.
Okay.
Just very, very small for the initial guest list, just so we can really be able to touch base and for the services that we have, that everyone there has the opportunity to try out something that they would like, rather than having a big group of people and maybe people don't get to touch on the things that they would really like.
Which gives people, I think that's a really good approach. I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I think our next Left Unsupervised is going to be in October.
Yes.
Yeah, because usually we will do something witchy and probably be talking about ancestral stuff. I would like to see about maybe getting Dee Dee from Elements on as a guest at some point.
Oh my gosh, that would be great.
Yeah, especially since we can talk about Dia de los Muertos and Ziadi. And I've been finding out because one of the projects I got to do for Llewellyn is I got to do some of the blurbs of the 2025 date book.
Mm-hmm.
And they let me do a focus on Slavic and Polish holidays finally.
Nice.
So, and I'm telling people, so if you are part of a culture that is not typically represented in that date book, by all means, pitch the annuals editors with whatever unrepresented culture is yours. As long as you're able to frame it in a way that people have a context for the inspiration for it, you will do fine. But I was able to do things like Fender candles in the spring, which, because I have a child that's completely phobic about thunderstorms, and of course I'm like, shut up and listen to the thunder, come on. Stop interrupting my conversation. But also there were some things like Night of the Witches, which is in December, which is considered the most dangerous time of year.
Mhm.
And I'd like to be the thing that's dangerous. That means I don't have to worry about anybody else out there.
That's another Hexennacht, yes?
Hexennacht would be the German version. This one, the Polish version, is, I think, might be different. And I want to make sure that I like research both so I know if there is a difference.
Mhm.
But this is one that is Lithuanian and Polish, where people are told to stay inside on a specific night because they believe that the passing of summer to winter, from fall to winter, creates this conflict. It really sounds like it's a metaphor for the animistic shifts.
Okay.
The animistic shift of nature, because it's just before the solstice, and it is a time where you, like, especially in the Midwest, you can really feel the day that winter comes.
Mhm.
Like, you can feel it, even if there's still green. You know, it's like there's just this. It can be 55 degrees, and there will just be this undertone of the chill that's not even registering on any device. And you know that there's going to be snow the next day, even if it's not in the forecast.
It makes me kind of wonder if that was maybe one of the predecessors for why we use the Yule log now. Because, you stay in the house and you're burning the Yule log to keep the house safe and to keep, mischievous friends from coming and messing around in the house.
That, I think there's definitely a relationship to that. So a lot of it is that Europe definitely was not completely homogenous. It wasn't all the same. It wasn't a monolith, but there's just enough stuff that came about, even if people weren't necessarily in direct contact, because of the type of nature they were living with and just the type of things they were dealing with. And that includes the various nature creatures. And a lot of our understanding about the Appalachians is the Appalachians used to be connected to Scotland, where there's a lot of that same kind of mischief afoot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they found out that the Appalachians actually will go a lot further through the world than they thought. It's just that nowadays most of it's viewed as underwater.
Okay.
So like going all the way to Africa. And I know because my partner grew up in Appalachia, my oldest son grew up in Appalachia, there are certain practices that we even have here. I don't think I told you, but we had a cryptid sighting last year.
Was that when you were at convocation?
No, this was last fall in Kalamazoo. And it was like, Kalamazoo is it's a city, I wouldn't call it liminal, but it is trying to become something, and it's just taken a while. But there is a very strange mix of neglected industrial and wild nature here.
Nice.
And so the neglected industrial, because I live in Southside Kalamazoo, which is a very small and very specific neighborhood. And there's a whole lot of blue collar history that would be hard to get into, but Michigan is haunted as fuck. So I will never run out of that kind of work here. It is simply that people are blue collar enough that the balance between them being able to afford to pay me and me being willing to take the risk with what I'm getting paid is sometimes a bit much to work on. Mm-hmm. So it's I might get killed doing that. As much as I would be fascinated by the experience if I survived, this is not enough for the risk I would take to my family.
Yeah.
And it's I understand we're all struggling here, but if you have to value what I do just like you would if you were calling a doctor or a lawyer or any other professional. But anyway, so part of coming up to my house is there is one road that is a mix of public buildings and some repurposed old warehouse buildings that used to be one thing and has become another. And one of them is what used to be a paper factory that has a really bad reputation for its environmental damage around here. Mm-hmm. Like the Kalamazoo River, there is no Fae activity along there because it has gotten that toxic from the pollution.
Wow.
So I will bring medicine for the Fae when I can, but they're just like, nope, we're not going there. We'll hang out at the other creeks and rivers, but not that one.
Not to uproot Fae.
Yeah, and it takes actually a lot because there are certain Fae that adapt to pollution and can transform it, but they're rare and usually very dangerous. So we were driving up the road at night, and I was with my kids and Cinti, and all of us saw it. And there is this creature. I mean, okay, so official Appalachian tradition, did you see it? No, you did not. So Cinti's not going to be happy I'm telling the story. But it was this thing that was about the size of a deer, completely black, had a long prehensile tail, and was walking like a cat. But the ears were too large to be a panther, because we do get panthers in the Midwest sometimes. But the way it was walking, you could absolutely tell that this was not something that normally comes out from the river in the woods.
Oh.
And it was walking up from the building, and I could sense that it was connected to this old building that had all the pollution in it. So, and I don't really know a lot about cryptids. Most of my folklore focuses on the Fae, who will pretend to be cryptids, and who will pretend to be aliens. I had a client last year. I'm never working with this person again for other reasons. But I had a client last year where he had to hire me for an intervention because I don't know what he did to make them mad. Or maybe they just thought it was funny, but they convinced him he was an alien abductee. And we're like sending him random messages. Like, I had to go into his space. And of course, he's expecting this big speech of the power of Christ compels you or something. And I just look around them and say, you guys are dicks.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even come close to the realm of working.
Yeah. It was just, you guys are dicks. Like, out. Yeah. We'll do this the nice way or we'll do this the ugly way, but either way, you're not staying here anymore.
I would be hard pressed to see. That's why I kind of leave that to you, because I think that shit's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It was kind of funny. It wasn't entirely undeserved, but ethically, I got hired to do a job, and they were causing other issues. Those Fae were causing other issues in the community.
Yeah.
So it was all right, you guys have been causing enough serious problems for people that do not deserve it. We're not doing this. No.
I would still be highly amused.
Oh yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well, I told you when we were driving back from Louisiana, when we saw the same cat in 3 different states.
Yep. I am pretty sure something was trying to follow you home.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, yeah, this cat looks like, no, it was the same damn cat in 3 different states.
That is truly bizarre. Like, was the cat hitchhiking, or was it a night hag trying to haunt you?
I don't know what it was. It might be, something that I try not to use the name of occasionally, though I think that's funny too. I'll just be nice and not do it here. But it could have been that. But I'm like, no, this is the same cat. It's the same bloody cat.
I mean, Tom Robbins once wrote a story where a can of beans and I can't remember what else, but they sort of found a way to travel across the country on their own accord.
Okay.
Like a can of beans, a pickle jar, and something else, and they just sort of went on a road trip somehow.
Can of beans in a pickle jar, walked into a bar.
And that's how you know you're in the Castro.
You missed the Castro.
Oh, it just isn't spring without a 70 plus, like an octogenarian in a gold lame banana hammock. It just doesn't feel like spring until I see that.
I tell ya.
I mean, although telling Cinti about that image every year and the consequent shrieking does kind of help.
I'm going to go to Folsom Fair next year, and if I can get some consent, I'll send you a video.
Oh, that will bring me joy. So that's it. Buy things from Golden Apple so I can go to San Francisco so Nikki and I can make some mayhem again.
There you go. Oh, gosh.
And we do have a Patreon, by the way.
We do have a Patreon. Let me pull up that link. I made sure to leave the links here. Hold on. So we're going to take down the ticker. We're going to take down the website. Where did I have it?
I'm seeing some comments from... if you need recreational jail time, the Midwest does have a place. I will follow up with that. I'm down to an egg with the idea of like cheese and veggie omelets. I'm interested. Okay, if you're interested, come feed me, damn it. Okay, reminded of the early Police Academy movies. Don't ever touch my balls without asking. The bouncing ball pendulum thing.
Yeah.
And I miss the smell of snow. Well, we will have plenty of snow here, and we have a creepy room we can chain you up in if that makes you happy, dear. We do need to mold treat it rather badly, though. So my house is over 100 years old,
Mhm.
and I mean, you live with a shaman and a witch. It's gonna be a haunted house just as a byproduct, but it was already haunted when we got here, and it turned into they saw us coming, and we'd been doing enough spirit work in the area that we kept finding over the days as we were cleaning the house and trying to reclaim it. Like
Mhm.
random dimes and pennies were showing up everywhere because the spirits were leaving a payment and noping out. So I think we had like $10 in dimes by the time we got done.
That's kind of awesome. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and every so often I'll have like if I did something especially useful, I'll find a mercury dime at random, or
Yeah.
they'll just show up in my house. So when we moved back into my house after the boiler fire, I was cleaning some things out in my bedroom because like we had like piles of laundry everywhere and stuff that we had to leave for the whole winter. And I looked down because I keep my change in a different part of the house from my bedroom, and I looked down and there was this pile of dimes on my vanity that had not been there when I left.
No.
So, and I mean, I know there were work people in my room installing mini splits, which is a still very expensive but lower cost substitute for central air.
Mhm.
So, but I don't think anybody emptied their pockets and just left it. So it's like underneath piles of makeup and stuff.
Dimes.
Yes. So dimes everywhere. I even occasionally have clients that tip me.
Buy a little pretty knick-knack and leave it there for them.
Yes. Usually they're leaving me the knickknacks. I've done something nice for them already.
There you go.
So it's usually when that shows up, also because I've been explaining that I need to get paid. So when spirits are the ones that are hiring you and they're the client, it kind of goes through their filters, but they understand dimes.
Oh my goodness. Where are we at here? We're at 4:36. So we have about 20 minutes left for our cast here. I don't know anything else that's really going on besides the gear up for fall, but pre-fall starts in my house on July 5th.
Yeah, well, I am about to goth up my dining room.
Yeah.
So this was the thing that I socked back for that was semi-recreational, is because we've gotten my house finally functional enough that I'm able to start hosting breakfasts and dinners. So I did somebody's engagement brunch this year. I did the graduation party. I'm having people over for dinners. I had this lovely spring table that I was actually really proud of that like has this blue runner, and I got this steel oh crap, I can't remember the word for it, trestle table. So like a really large table. And so because I just don't have as much energy as I used to, I can't decorate the whole house.
Mhm.
On top of it, I'm a witch that lives with a shaman. Every day it's Halloween here. So it's just sometimes Halloween is more seasonally appropriate than others.
Yeah.
So, but we have the pre-goth, we have the late summer pre-goth purple before we go into the full goth fall Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the next thing. And we got our goth fall tree, and then we have the Christmas tree that will come out later.
Okay.
So it's like the purple light up, and I'm probably just going to use it to hang my keys on or something, because I can't not have something do double duty. Nothing is ever just for decoration in my house.
Well, I will have to send you an invitation to this group, but if you are on Facebook and you love all things autumn and fall and Halloween, there is a wonderful group called House of Fall, HAUS. It is run by a person called the Pumpkin Empress, who posts some amazing posts, and everybody in the group really comes together. It is you do have to get approval to join. I don't know that it's a private group though. But they just have some of the best memes and people posting pictures of their kind of like what they're seeing as they're out shopping for the fall and for Halloween.
That sounds amazing. Definitely send me that.
Yeah.
And so something that I am working towards as I'm getting my office back into shape is I'm going to be bringing back some of my stuff from Magical Realism Perfumery.
Mhm.
So, and some of this will be available in Golden Apple. While technically it's recreational, you can use anything for magic in any way you want. And one of the ones I made was a perfume oil that smells like burning leaves in autumn.
Very nice.
So that's something I'm looking forward to having back out there because I was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah.
Of course, if you don't like the smell of burning leaves, you will not like that. But for other people, that's very enjoyable.
That'll work.
So, and I've just missed doing the oil mixing and the perfume making, and I've missed it. It used to be very calming for me.
You know what I miss?
Mm.
Leaving work at the bar at what, 4 in the morning, and then going to your house, and we'd work until like 6 or 7 a.m. on some random thing.
Yeah. Like, usually, we knew that when my ex-wife got up, it was time to leave.
Yeah.
And she just got so used to it. I do remember, I miss that, but I don't miss that because often the reasons you had to be over there were not good. But it was still fun.
Sometimes it was just occasionally we're just like, I have this random thing. Let's do this.
Yeah. That was definitely a thing for me. But it was just that random thing or just the randomly, I had a good date. Let's go have breakfast.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I know the cute chef left the Americana, but I think the Americana is still there. It was the last time I was there.
I think it is still there. Thinking bacon grilled cheese with tomato soup.
Right. Oh, I missed that. I mean, I was still mad that they got rid of.
Put us at the 2 little tables together so that we could do tarot spreads afterwards.
I know, and the guy and the owner would just kind of look. It's like, oh, it's those 2. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like other people, he might have even considered kicking out, but not us, because I was the nice lady that would buy spring rolls to make sure that I could hit the credit card minimums.
Yeah. No, they were great. I love those guys.
They were. Balboa was such a good little stretch of a neighborhood.
It was.
I don't know. Perusia managed to move back into its old space. Like they got it all back. Yeah. Yeah. So downside for me is, of course, they're moving to entirely in-person schooling again, and of course I'm running behind my cert, but maybe I'll figure out a way to get out there and just finish it. So right now there are objections from the kids for me leaving for 6 weeks at a time, so we'll have to work it out, but
it's fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, excuse me. When they don't want you to leave, take the gift. Take the gift.
It's a good sign. It's also because they're worried that I will somehow find myself in jail if they're not there to keep an eye on me.
Jail, I don't think is a thing, but setting stuff on fire.
That is something I am kind of known for. Yeah. And I am in current situations where I am being challenged not to use fire, which means I have to use my... It's ironic because I developed this really complicated elemental mastery process that has taken me decades to do, and I do believe that was the right approach. Mm-hmm. And like the last one I did was water in San Francisco, right at the edge of the ocean, and it was such a breath of fresh air compared to what I dealt with in the Midwest, where Midwesterners are like, what are you doing? And San Franciscans like, what are you doing? Can I help?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to stand here and make sure nobody bothers you. And there were like people that actually did that, which was such a different experience from what you get in the Midwest. And the last one I have to do is fire. I still haven't done fire, and I need to read the other books. I need to read Evo's book and look at his stuff, because anything I read from Evo Dominguez Jr. is always kind of mind-blowing. It always sounds really basic, and then it's the holy crap, this is deep with everything he does. So I'm actually circling back. Like I have it on my bedside table now was Casting Sacred Space.
Okay.
Holy bats, just the first chapter alone, there's stuff that you're going to see in there if you ever read it, where it's like, oh, that makes sense with stuff that you and I were doing.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily limited to physical space. It's not necessarily limited to circles. Mm-hmm. It's just, here's the interaction, and it breaks it down in ways that really align with the way you think about things. Mm-hmm. So definitely worth exploring.
Yeah.
So
right. Shoot me the name of that in our private chat at some point, and then I'll look it up online.
Absolutely. I still need to send you some witches date book and almanac type things because I can actually find them. So you'll be getting this year's and last year's. So you get the shinies.
Yay, I like the shinies. What else? My God, what else am I doing lately? San Mateo County has gone the way of at least Skyline. I have to check about CSM, but I heard that if you are a resident of San Mateo County, you can get community college classes.
Oh,
They waive the fees, much like City College does.
yeah, that's fantastic.
And if I can do CSM, they have an herbalism course.
Ooh.
I'm like,
That
what?
sounds fantastic.
Knowledge under the belt to go with my, let's just throw it in there and see what happens.
And in the Bay Area, there's some teachers that really know their stuff. So that's fantastic. We have an herbalism program at Kalamazoo, but Cynthia has rightly pointed out that I have not been doing well with my constant overcommitments. And even though I'm having a bad case of but I have breathing space for 3 minutes and I don't know what to do with myself, I need to stick with that because it will get better production for everything I'm trying to do.
Less is more. Save the spoons.
I mean, you met me partly because you said you kind of asked for something interesting to come into your life.
I asked for interesting, not occasional brushes with death.
I mean, you weren't bored.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah.
I was not bored.
But it is we are finally hitting a slowdown after almost for way too long. Because holy crap, it's going to be like almost 10 years that we've known each other.
No, really?
Let's just be in denial about that a little longer. Because not
we
yet.
have so much more chaos to sow.
Because you came to my 40th birthday party, and we're the same age, so we've got a few years yet.
Are we the same age?
Yeah, we were both born in the same year.
75?
Yeah.
Ah, I thought I was older this whole time.
You are older by about 6 months.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
But we're both unwrinkled and can easily attain the blood of virgins, so we're good.
Wow, it's harder to find them out here.
Yeah, that's fair. Folsom does take care of a lot of stuff. So if you don't ever want to be a sacrificial virgin, just go to Folsom Fair. Just seeing that's enough to count. So,
I also good genetics. Good genetics.
I have been extremely fortunate in the not aging department. Like my family goes a long time before you even start to see any reshaping of the face.
Well, definitely there's, you don't see it on camera, but there's definitely some, silver living in here now that was not here the last time you saw me, but I'm rolling with it. I have not, this is actually my completely natural hair color. I know you've probably never seen that.
I don't think I have, no. But, well, you can see I've got more of the salt and pepper going, but So at Convocation, I had this hilarious conversation with my youngest where, I wanted to get up and dance to something, and he'd come out to talk to us after going to a seance, because this is what pagan parents do, is send their kids to go talk to ghosts, because why the hell not? And he came out going, and I said something about, well, I want to go to the song. It's like, this song is for old people. And I looked at him and said, I'm old. It's like, wait, you're old? Is that why you have that white streak? Okay, this is the nice part of step parenting, is they don't really connect the aging process.
Yeah, well, my kids know I'm old. It's okay.
Yeah, my kids, I think that initially they thought I was just another kid with a license who was allowed to do more stuff. And then they realized I'm an actual adult, and that should worry them, but it's kind of working to their advantage most of the time.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is the way I phrased it to them, is remember when adults were giants that knew stuff? Yeah. The taller you get, the less the giants are going to know.
Nice.
It still works. I mean, except there's this cutoff line, because, you'll get the giants that are over 6 feet that then try to mansplain stuff because they don't want to admit they don't know. No. And I think it's just that they think they're so tall that they feel obligated.
Nice.
It's kind of tragic, really.
I'm going to say, we are getting to that point where we're going to start wrapping up soon. But I did want to, I want to plug a couple things because I have some fun podcasts that I've been listening to. And I think that you would enjoy these if, for
Okay.
those 3 minutes, you could actually just sit and do this. There's a podcast called The Dark Paranormal and another podcast called Otherworld. So The Dark Paranormal, the host name is Kevin, and he gets stories from people all over the world, their paranormal stories. So he has two, one that's a little bit more of a lighthearted and funny ghost stories, and one that's a little bit of a darker side. And there's a lot of episodes that leave me with questions, and I always want to message over there and go, hey, can we help?
Yeah. Oh, I have that feeling every time I look in the Michigan Paranormal groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, can't advertise. I will make the paranormal hunters mad. But when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. And this particular podcast, he is based in England. And he and his wife do a lot of the podcasting stuff. But I guess he has another one that's coming out in October that is a true crime podcast. So I'm looking forward to that one. The other one is called Otherworld, and I cannot, off the top of my head, I want to say it's Kevin as well, but I don't think that the podcaster's name is Kevin. But he actually interviews people about their experiences, and has some really, he gets it from people in their own worlds, and they kind of dig deeper. And initially, it was meant to just be kind of like a fun, like throw a couple episodes out, 2-3 episodes. And as he has dug deeper, he has entered a world that he didn't realize was there. So this is someone coming from, yes, he is a skeptic, but he listens to people. Like, he truly does interview people and does the research to figure out these stories. He's like, sometimes, he goes, I've come into some of these stories and listened to it and thought, hey, I'm not really, I get this email from someone and I'm like, are you, he's very, very skeptical, but then he talks to them. And so many of these different episodes have come back and just kind of linked. He had one episode where he ended up talking to a psychic and getting some really profound information. So these are two podcasts that I really recommend. So I'm going to put them in the comments.
Okay. Also, for folks on Golden Apple East Side, so on the eastern side of the United States, my partner Cynthia and I do paranormal problem solving. So if you've hit the point where you have ruled out everything else right down to radon issues, and you are still having issues, things that go bump in the night that are not being respectful to you or your family, then reach out to us through our various web pages or through Elements Kalamazoo or through Golden Apple. Cynthia and I do take this stuff on. If we are not the person to help you solve the problem, we do the best we can to find the person who is. And we are starting to build a network in Michigan of expert spirit workers. So if we don't know, we really are finding people who do know. So, and of course, Nikki and I have had our own adventures with that.
We have. And I've been doing, obviously, since you're not here, I don't find the clients as easily. And I'm not necessarily seeking them out. Because I kind of like the cush of you kind of vetting things and going, hey, this actually does need your help. But I do have, I do occasionally take some energy work clients. I am more of I'm an all-purpose cleanser. I don't know. If you have things that are not shifting through traditional means, then you can hit us up on the website, kind of touch base. I do have clients run through the filter of Diana and Cindy first, just to make sure that I am really what's going to be the thing that works for you.
Yeah, usually we do a lot of the client vetting and a lot of the worker vetting, and I'm happy to see the group growing. I'm not specific to any tradition. It's more of I don't know how to explain it, but you kind of just know who the real deal is.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, and it's not people that are flashy, or some of them may be famous, but usually it's just people that are very, very grounded, that are just living their lives, who happen to have the metaphysical and paranormal just be part of the grounded life they're living.
Yeah.
So I also do normal things like readings and to some degree magical life coaching, where we work in rituals and spells. And I have been doing more ancestral work and ancestral curse breaking work with people as is appropriate as I am able. So if you want to book me through dianarachel.com, you can do that as well, or through Golden Apple Metaphysical. There is some crossover to the stuff, but they're basically the two shingles I'm working with. It's mostly Golden Apple's about me and the stuff I like to make.
Yeah. And I like to hide in the workshop. And
It's a kitchen witch thing.
yeah, I don't do readings, but I'm a hell of a wing person.
Yes, you are. You're one of the best wing people a person could have.
All right, so I want to thank everybody that joined us for the watch party today. Love Good Omens. I am not saying that I might not binge watch the rest of the episodes today.
Oh, I'm totally going to.
If you were a fan of Good Omens, you like that dynamic there, which we obviously love.
And
definitely hit us up. We can. I would love to see us maybe start a little group chat where we just kind of talk about the things that we like and don't like about that. That would be outside of our witchy stuff, but totally fun.
So Golden Apple does have a Facebook group called Under the Golden Apple Tree. Well, it is officially for asking metaphysical questions. I think that having a discussion about good omens there would be absolutely fine, especially if it starts going into how would I use this in magic, or what would I do with it, or who is this angel really? And I think it might also be fun if I'm able to find time to listen to these paranormal podcasts is the what would you do speculation, or how would you diagnose it? And like have those conversations there too, because this is a way that Nikki and I geek out.
Yeah, and honestly, we maybe for our Halloween live, in that time frame, maybe I'll pick one that because they do have some very dark situations that they've gone through, and that would be interesting to see what we would do.
That would be.
And, some of the people on there have had resolutions to their situations. Some people have not. There was a lovely one where there was a people that moved into their dream house and they were doing some remodeling, and they broke open the wall by the fireplace, and they found a little cat there that had passed away, that was well wrapped and loved and put in the wall. And they ended up angering the spirit of the woman who lived there, whose cat it was. And they didn't realize what they had done.
Right.
But when they finally put all the dots together, they made a special place because they still had the body of the cat. It was mummified, and they actually found a place they had the cat cremated. They put it in an urn and had a special place for it, and that actually appeased the spirit.
That's good. We had something similar happen in the house I'm in, where, and this is apparently very common, is whenever you do any kind of improvement work in an old house, if there are ghosts that live in the house, they will get upset with you because it changes their energy patterns and containment.
Yeah.
And I've told this story before, but we put in a new sink and it pissed off a spirit. And so she started harassing our youngest at the dinner table. So we went through all the diagnostics and was like, okay, are you too cold? You just need to change your sweatshirt. And I finally handed him a piece of camphor because I happened to have a witch kit by my bed at the time, because moving in, it's always chaos.
Yeah. And
so he ran down, put it on the table, and all of it just stopped. Because, of course, camphor repels ghosts and moths. So it ended up being a conversation. It ended up being a little bit complicated because there was some attached trauma and possibly some died mad and with mental health issues. But, she had to be moved on. But there are other spirits where we're just like, okay, hey, it's good to see you. But yeah, I got to understand it's our house.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you have to do that. And sometimes you're able to do that. Sometimes you're not.
Yeah. But I think the appeasement was a good solution if that's what felt right for them.
Yeah. They actually had a really good resolution to their story. It was very heartwarming.
Yeah.
It was
just somebody she loved.
Very sweet story. But then there are some things that about generational hauntings that are still unresolved.
Yeah.
Today. And there have been, a few of the episodes where I'm like, I would love to hear an update about this.
I'd be curious too, especially since the ones that I've been encountering are often because of animistic spirits. And those don't forget. They don't even discern.
There you go. Yeah.
So
yeah, because you have to remember there are things out there that have never been human. and they are not going to think the way that people think, or the way that you would expect people to think.
Snake will snake, tree will tree, lake will lake.
Mm-hmm.
And nature is really quite violent and scary.
Yep. So if you have any fun or scary personal stories, send them to us either through goldenapplemetaphysical.com or on the Golden Apple page. You can hit us up through any of our social media. And don't forget, follow our TikTok. We all have TikToks on here. I'm going to pop some of our TikToks there. This is the one for Golden Apple itself, Golden Apple Metaphysical 1. Diana's personal TikTok is SpoonCherry01. And I am, of course, Nikki Jobin, just to make it really easy. But come visit us. We've got some fun videos about, I think a lot of yours are very metaphysical. I do some of my metaphysical stuff on the shop page. I have some funny stories and weird stuff on my personal page. But, give us a shout out. Give us a follow. And, if you follow Cinti, we also have Cinti's. Cinti Likes Purple. Cinti's TikToks. They have some very, very interesting videos that
most of them are most of them are political. We are an LGBTQ plus family, so clearly there's a lot going on where it's a little bit of an existential crisis right now, where we have to worry about our safety and our kids' safety, and we are worried about our whole community. And so Cinti gives voice to a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. And there have been some definitely videos on there that do require a deep dive, and honestly are going to open your eyes to things that are going on in other parts of the world. If you live here on the East Coast or on the West Coast like I do, it's very different from a lot of what we have going on here. But it's definitely stuff that's worth opening your eyes to.
Yes. Compassion for everyone. It matters.
Mm-hmm. And there are things going on in our country right now that are not okay. And that we, as a witchy community, I think we will have to step over that line and address.
And my TikTok is even though I'm reluctant to do it for many reasons, I am going to be focusing on urban magic, the civic path, and using political magic in small ways that you will not necessarily be able to recognize the immediate connection to help correct the course we're on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I have today.
Yeah, that's our show, gang. We have been here for going on 3 hours since the beginning of the thing, but we got through 2 episodes today that were great. I'm very excited to see what happens next. But we're Golden Apple Metaphysical. I'm Nikki Jobin.
I'm Diana Rachel. And I think this is the longest we've gone without cursing about a boyfriend. Stay golden, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.